Hey guys, welcome back to the Movie Cave! The place where I love to talk about movies, games, and music way too much! I'm your host, Ethan Barrett, with part 16 of the Star Wars Battlefront 3 concept video series. What is part 16? Well, it's the hero guide for Count Dooku. Now, once again, I highly recommend watching part 1 through 15 before watching this one because, yes, here it comes again, it would make more sense going forward. With that said, with that out of the way, let's not waste any more time, let's just get straight into this. Alright, we're back at this series, and for part 16 we got another hero guide. This one is of Count Dooku, the villain that would enter the game with Anakin Skywalker. Now, I would add a lot more to Dooku than Battlefront 2 did already, which, of course, you could see from the hero guide so far. Watch them, watch all my videos, send me presents! But who was Dooku? Sure, he was also known as Darth Tyrannus, and sure, he was the separatist leader that terrorized the galaxy. And before he was Palpatine's apprentice, he was a Jedi Master under the tutelage of Grand Master Yoda. Dooku had two Padawans while he was with the Order, one of them being Rael Averross, and the other being Qui-Gon Jinn, who then went on to train Obi-Wan Kenobi. Dooku was so powerful as a swordsman. Even Yoda stated that he was the only Jedi that could have a chance defeating Dooku. Even Mace Windu didn't have a chance, in Yoda's eyes. That's how powerful he was. Dooku eventually left the Jedi Order, having lost all his faith and trust in the Jedi, believing that they were the cause of the war. So this is how I would put him in Battlefront 3. Okay, so to start off, Dooku would have two different playstyles. His default playstyle would be Darth Tyrannus, basically Dooku from Battlefront 2 already, with his iconic curved red lightsaber. The only change would be adding takedowns, but we'll get to those later, and also a double jump. So now moving on to playstyle number 2. I would add Dooku's Jedi Master playstyle. I would start him off at 750 base health, with a 250 health regeneration, which those are average health stats for lightsaber heroes. He would get the same run speed and jump as default Dooku already, with a double jump. His primary weapon would be his curved blue lightsaber. It would deal 130 damage to the front and 160 damage to the back. He would have a swing speed of 2.0 swings per second. He would get 14 swings with his lightsaber before running out of stamina, and he would be able to block 14 attacks with his lightsaber before running out of stamina. Dooku would also receive 3 dodges, one extra than most heroes and villains. Now, if you're asking yourself, wait a second, these stats seem the same as default Dooku. It's because they are. You see, all these stats are to do with combat, and Dooku was always a phenomenal duelist with a lightsaber. So the stats would stay the same, but the abilities would change. And speaking of the abilities, let's get to them. The left ability would be called Defiant Precision. Similar to Kylo Ren's Frenzy, Dooku would leap forward, performing a barrage of 3 powerful strikes with such precision in lightning quickness, each hit dealing 30 damage, adding up to 90 damage in all for all hits. It would have a cooldown time of 10 seconds. The right ability would be called Blinding. I feel like Force Blinding could be a cool ability, and the only thing I've heard and read about Dooku when he was a Jedi was that he was a magnificent duelist. The only Force ability that I know 100% he used while as a Jedi was Force Lightning on 2 occasions, and both of them were life or death situations. It wasn't a normal ability he used as a Jedi. So I don't want to give Jedi Dooku Force Lightning, but what else did he do? So I think Force Blinding could be cool. Plus, it would be something new. When activated, Blinding would put the Sonic Disruption effect from the Avengers video game on the enemy's screen, dealing 40 damage, canceling any buff in the process. It also would not show them where you are, even their minimap wouldn't see Dooku. The enemy's only help from being blinded would be they can't see Dooku, but they can still see the blue light from Dooku's lightsaber. And they also would still get the circle parry bar to show up. Blinding would last 6 seconds and would have a cooldown of 18 seconds. And the middle ability would be called Remarkable Duelist. Somewhat similar to Dooku's Masterful Duelist ability, but don't worry, it's not the same. Activating Remarkable Duelist would give Dooku the ability to attack and block attacks 2 extra times, giving him 16 in all. Dooku would also deal 5 extra damage, dealing 135 damage to the front and 165 damage to the back. And it would also give Dooku a 50 HP health buff for himself only, making Dooku's base health 800 HP when Remarkable Duelist is active. The ability would be active for 10 seconds, and it would have a cooldown time of 25 seconds. Now, that's all I got for the abilities in combat, so let's move on to the takedowns. But before that, really quick, make sure that you go subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so you always know of when I post videos. Also, if you're enjoying the video, why not go ahead and leave a like, as it does really help the channel a lot. With that said, let's get back to the show. So, the takedowns. I'm going to start off with Darth Tyrannus default Dooku. The first takedown would see Dooku slice the enemy's weapon out of their hands. Once they are defenseless, Dooku would chokehold them with the Force before crushing their larynx and dropping their body on the floor. And this would be the default takedown. The next takedown would see Dooku perform a spinning backswing slice maneuver, chopping off the enemy's arm before force pushing them back. As the enemy is on the ground, Dooku would walk up and stab them in the chest, similar to what Dooku did to Anakin in Attack of the Clones, without the stabby part. And I would have this takedown cost 8,000 credits to unlock. And the last takedown would see Dooku swing high for the enemy to duck. As the enemy is ducking, Dooku would quickly force push the enemy into the sky. Holding them in the air, Dooku would strip away the enemy's weapon before using Force Lightning to electrocute them to death, to then just let their body hit the floor. And I would have this takedown cost 15,000 credits to unlock. Now, when we talk about Jedi Master Dooku, the first takedown would see Dooku swing high for the enemy to duck. Dooku would quickly swing low, cutting the enemy's feet, and while the enemy is on the ground, Dooku would walk up and stab them in the chest. And this would be Dooku's default takedown. The next takedown would see the enemy start swinging at Dooku aggressively, for Dooku to just keep sidestep dodging, until Dooku would dodge to follow up with a backswing, cutting the enemy's back. And I would have this takedown cost 8,000 credits to unlock. And the last takedown would see Dooku start swinging his lightsaber quickly and aggressively. The enemy can block and dodge a little bit, but in the end they can't keep up and Dooku slices through them horizontal. And I would have this takedown cost 15,000 credits to unlock. Now that takes care of the takedowns, let's move on to the star cards. So if you've watched the previous installments, well, if you haven't, you should, because, well, everybody now, it would make more sense going forward. Anyway, if you've watched any of the other installments, then you'll know how I do star cards. I don't have to talk about the star cards for default Darth Tyrannus Dooku, because they would stay the same as they are in Battlefront 2 already. But for Jedi Master Dooku, here would be his star cards. Number 1 is Masterful Duelist. Count Dooku deals even more damage while Remarkable Duelist is active. The next star card would be Fueling the Rage. Remarkable Duelist has an active duration extended by 6 seconds, but its bonus damage is reduced. The next star card is Bloodlust. Count Dooku deals more damage with his Defiant Precision attacks. The next star card would be Closing In. Count Dooku can leap a longer distance when attacking with Defiant Precision. The next star card would be Twice the Pride, Double the Fall. Blinding would linger extra damage while the ability is active, but Dooku would be visible on mini-maps. The next star card would be Elegant Combatant. Dooku would receive an extra dodge ability. The next star card is Lost Sight. For every enemy Dooku defeats while blinding is active, it will extend its duration. The next star card would be Deflection Mastery. Block blaster shots are deflected super accurately, but drain more stamina. And the last star card would be Balanced Duelist. It reduces the recharge time of Remarkable Duelist. And that takes care of the star cards. So now, moving on to the appearances. Moving on with the appearances, I came up with a few ideas, so before we get into them, just in case you forgot, here is a list of all the appearance levels. Got it? Good! So now let's get straight to them. So Count Dooku's default appearance would be his standard signature look from just Star Wars, basically. You know, it's his main look that we see him in Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith. His next appearance option would be his hood up with like the cape look. I would have this appearance be 20,000 credits to unlock. His next appearance option would be Dark Ritual. I would have this appearance be 40,000 credits to unlock. The next appearance option would be Exquisite Pajamas. I would have this be 60,000 credits to unlock. His next appearance option would be Jedi, basically Dooku in classic Jedi robes. I would have this be 100,000 credits to unlock. The next appearance option would be Jedi Robes, basically the same outfit but with the vintage Sorcerer's Cloak Jedi robes on. I would have this appearance be 150,000 credits to unlock. The next appearance would be Yoda's Dream. I would have it be 40,000 credits to unlock. And then the last appearance option I could think of is just add Count Dooku, his default look, but without the cape. I would have this be 15,000 credits to unlock because it's just a cape taken away. So that takes care of the appearances. Now, let's finish this off by moving on to the emotes. For the emotes, I have a few ideas. Now, remember, each emote would cost 5,000 credits to unlock. So, with that said, let's get to them. So, the first 4 star cards would be Dooku's emotes already in Battlefront 2 that you just bring over. So, those are, number 1.
I've been looking forward to this.
Number 2 is...
I've become more powerful than any Jedi.
Number 3 is...
Brave, but foolish, my old Jedi friend.
And number 4 is...
Sith control everything. You just don't know it.
Now, getting to the ones that I would add to the game. First one is...
Good. Twice the pride, double the fall.
The next one is...
It is obvious that this contest cannot be decided by our knowledge of the Force, but by our skills with a lightsaber.
The next one is...
This is just the beginning.
The next one is...
As you see, my Jedi powers are far beyond yours. Now, back down.
The next one is...
Brave of you, boy. But I would have thought you had learned your lesson.
The next one is...
Master Kenobi, you disappoint me.
The next one is...
Truly, if you were Sith, would this contest be not over?
The next one is...
This had nothing to do with me, I assure you.
The next one is...
Count Dooku.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, I thought I sensed an unpleasant disturbance in the Force.
The next one is...
Sense great fear in you, Skywalker.
The next one is...
Master Windu, how pleasant of you to join us.
The next one is...
The war has begun.
The next one is...
You must break them before you engage them. Only then will you ensure victory and have your trophy.
The next one is...
Surely you can do better.
And the last one would be...
Everyone has their price, my dear.
And now with that said, that's how I would add Dooku into my Battlefront 3. So guys, that was the video. If you enjoyed it, please go smash that like button as hard as you possibly can. Also, make sure that you go subscribe and ring the bell notification so you always know of when I post videos. Also, make sure that you go follow me on all my social medias. Here, I'm your host Ethan Barrett from the Movie Cave. Don't forget that you're sexy people. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.